They talking on the internet, but ain't nobody handling no business. Ain't nobody doing no phone calls. And we got all the belts. It's like when you had all the belts. You know what I'm saying? We got all the belts, right? They not talking about it. Bob Arum, one thing that Shakur said is they sent contracts to everybody. Bob Arum ain't sent us. He ain't talked about nothing with Shakur, but Shakur is talking, right? Jay ain't called me. You know what I'm saying? Right? So what do I do, Zach? I don't want to feel like that I'm bullying on them. You know what I'm saying? But they be having a problem because I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want me to shut up, but my phone ain't ringing. You know what I'm saying? But I think they scared, man. I think they scared because ain't nobody called my phone. They talk to the reporters. Like how you talk to reporters and you don't call the guys, you don't call the team up. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you put pressure, Zap, how do you put pressure on, have the media putting pressure, but you're not putting pressure on your promoter or your manager to make the fight?
Just tell all them other lightweights, get ready. I'm waiting for them. I can't wait for them to finish the fights that they got going on, and then it's my turn.
Devin Haney reached out to Mark Kriegel via text and told him, I'm staying at 35 after I beat Lomachenko. That is a pay-per-view on May 20th. What does that mean for your future?
Hey, tell them, come on. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I swear to God, I've been waiting for that for a long time. Me and Devin been in the ring with each other for years. I always got the best of Devin. Tell them, come on.
All right, there it is.
That's Shakur Stevenson calling out Devin Haney after Devin Haney let Mark Kriegel know during the Shakur fight he is staying at 135 to make the mega fights happen. Devin Haney announced that he's staying at 135 because there's nothing at 140 pounds that excite him. Therefore, he's willing to sacrifice in order to make the legacy fights with the likes of Lomachenko, Shakur, and Gervonta Davis. So we may end up getting the Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson fight way earlier than expected. And we can't wait. We may even end up seeing Devin Haney and Shakur fight multiple times before their career ends. However, one thing for sure and two things for certain, if Devin Haney goes from fighting Linares, Jojo, Kambosos twice in Australia, then Vasily Lomachenko. After that, if he fights Shakur and Gervonta Davis back to back, that will be a legendary move that I can't recall anyone doing before. I can't recall the last time a fighter fought Kambosos top of an opponent, then Lomachenko, then Shakur and Gervonta. Almost no one else did this before in the sport of boxing. Even Sugar Ray Leonard, who fought Tommy Hearns and Duran, then Hagler, however, he did not fight them back to back. I'm talking about immediately, one after another. This will be historic if Devin Haney pulls this off. More importantly, when it comes to Devin Haney, everything is super political. If he flies, they're going to say he can't run. If he runs, then they're going to say he can't walk. If he walks, then they're going to say he can't crawl. If he crawls, they're going to say he can't swim. If he swims, they're going to say he can't drown. It's like Devin Haney is damn if he do, damn if he don't. We all know Devin Haney is struggling to make 135 pounds. Even Shakur Stevenson himself said, I was under the impression that Devin Haney was going to move up to 140 pounds immediately after the Lomachenko fight. Shakur never accused Devin Haney of avoiding him or trying to avoid him. Instead, Shakur always said that me and Devin Haney will fight whenever the time is right, maybe at 140 or 147. Since Devin Haney can't make 135 much longer, we eventually gonna cross paths and fight. Devin Haney and Shakur have always been on the same page. Therefore, if there's anybody that's speeding up the process of this fight happening, that will be Devin Haney, since he don't have to stay at 135. So to all of the decavs that's accusing Devin Haney of avoiding Shakur Stevenson already, despite the fact that Devin Haney has a fight coming up with Lomachenko, if Dev was concerned about fighting Shakur, why would he even stay at 135? He could have easily moved up or announced that he's moving up after the Lomachenko fight. I mean, wouldn't that be the move if Devin Haney was planning to avoid Shakur? But instead, Devin Haney is doing the opposite. He announced that he's staying at 135 for the solo reason to make these mega fights happen. That's why Devin Haney said he's sacrificing to make 135. Remember, it ain't like Shakur was applying pressure on Devin Haney to fight him next. Shakur was pretty much giving Devin Haney a way out. Every time people asked him about fighting Devin Haney, he said, from what I heard, Devin Haney is moving up to 140. So that fight is going to happen down the line. Therefore, if Devin Haney wanted a way out, he would have took it. But instead, Devin Haney is going the legacy route. You could tell Shakur was saving Devin Haney for last because he knew Devin Haney was the toughest out of the bunch, out of the Fabulous Four, which was only right for Shakur and Devin Haney to eliminate the other competition until all of the dust settles, where they were going to be the last two standing up. However, because they were both the two biggest boogeymen and the biggest threat to old media in the sport of boxing, the fans really pushed hard for them to go ahead and eliminate each other now, before they eliminate all of their favorite fighters, which, due to Devin Haney and Shakur Free Smoke motto, they went ahead and speeded up the process. Therefore, if anybody is accusing Devin Haney of ducking, we already know what time it is. That's what you call selective politics, as the Devin Haney detractors continue making false narratives. We already seen the saga before. Devin Haney was supposed to move up to 140 after the Kambosos fight, after the second fight. However, Paulie came out and said Devin Haney is going to vacate all of the belts in order to avoid Vasily Lomachenko because that's the white boy that would have beaten him. Then as soon as Devin Haney takes the fight, all of a sudden, everyone that said Devin Haney is ducking Lomachenko, everyone that said Lomachenko is going to smoke Devin Haney, now they saying Devin Haney is going to beat Lomachenko only because Lomachenko is old, despite the fact that Lomachenko is younger than Floyd Mayweather when he beat Canelo Alvarez, and Devin Haney is the same age as Canelo Alvarez, which means Lomachenko has the advantage over the inexperienced Devin Haney for the people that want to use that logic. But all of a sudden, they want to flip the script and debunk their own narrative that they used before. However, that's beside the point. If Devin Haney beats Lomachenko, which is not a guaranteed fight, that's a tough fight, a 50-50 fight. But if Devin Haney gets past Lomachenko and fights, let's say, Gervonta next, who, if he beats Ryan, is going to be the face of the sport, Devin Haney versus Gervonta will be the biggest fight in boxing since Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao. If Devin Haney fights Gervonta, what people going to say? Devin is ducking Shakur? Despite the fact that Shakur himself, before the Yoshimo fight, when he was asked, would you prefer to fight the winner of Ryan versus Gervonta or the winner of Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, Shakur said, I prefer to fight Gervonta because that's going to make me the face of the sport. But if Devin Haney does that, they're going to accuse him of ducking Shakur. But if Devin Haney fights Shakur next, then what they going to say? He ducking Gervonta? Since Gervonta said, after Hector and Ryan, I want to fight Devin Haney next. So if Devin Haney goes the Shakur route after he becomes a free agent, they're going to accuse him of avoiding Gervonta, right? Again, Devin Haney detractors can't make up their mind. They're going to criticize him if he do or don't. See, the reality is Devin Haney can't go wrong. After he becomes a free agent, he can either fight Gervonta on Showtime or even Ryan on DAZN if Ryan wins. And last but not least, Shakur Stevenson on ESPN. All of these guys are Devin Haney mandatories. All of these guys are undefeated, and all of these guys are one of the Fabulous Four fighters. Therefore, we all know Devin Haney is going to fight all of them. But the only question is, what is the order? And that's simple. Whoever is rated higher, whoever is more accomplished, and at the moment in time, even Stevie Wonder could see that's Gervonta. However, if Devin Haney can't get Gervonta, then Shakur will be next. But it will be wise to go after Gervonta since Gervonta doesn't want to fight at 140 pounds. We've seen that with the Ryan fight. If Gervonta didn't want to fight Ryan at 140, then you best believe he's not going to fight Devin Haney at 140. And we all know Devin Haney can't make 135 for too long. So might as well, while you are a free agent, and while you are at 135, and while you are undisputed, go after the face of boxing, Gervonta. Then after that, fight Shakur. Or if you can't get Gervonta, then Shakur Stevenson is right there. That should be the plan that makes all of the sense in the world, if you ask me. However, for anybody that's accusing Devin Haney of ducking, that's laughable, because even old media who hate the crap out of Devin Haney are not accusing him of ducking Shakur Stevenson. You know, it's a ridiculous false narrative when even old media are not following the script of Devin Haney ducking Shakur. They even laughing at that, which that's what's wrong with that picture. You guys know if this was even 1% true, old media would have jumped on this script in order to discredit a black fighter. Even Shakur himself is not agreeing with this false narrative. Shakur himself said, Devin will fight me. And Shakur also said he wants to fight. He up for the challenge. I mean, we all know Devin Haney rap sheet. You name me one 20-years-old fighter that called out pound for pound #1 who was in his division at 20 years old. And he was not bluffing, because he made that pound for pound #1 fighter get stripped of his belt when he was his mandatory, which was Lomachenko. Back when Lomachenko was actually avoided by a lot of different fighters, and it took a 20-years-old Devin Haney, who became Lomachenko mandatory, to strip Lomachenko of the WBC belt because Lomachenko did not want the smoke. However, Devin Haney did. You think 4 years later, Devin Haney is going to be avoiding anybody? Yeah, you must be out of your mind. I mean, don't get me wrong, Shakur is a son of a gun. But if there's anybody that's willing to fight Shakur, that will be Devin Haney. After all, you cannot name me another 20 years old who called out pound for pound #1 in his division and made the pound for pound #1 fighter run the other way. If you can't give me a name and you got to go back to Muhammad Ali or somebody like that, then put some respect on Devin Haney's name. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, TV. But before I let you guys go, I'm going to leave you guys with what Bill Haney had to say on Miles City Boxing Podcast. So make sure you guys go check his YouTube channel and subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link for his YouTube channel in the description box below and in the comment section. But here's what Bill Haney had to say, where he was pushing for Gervonta and Shakur fights for Devin Haney next. Peace. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Just putting that pressure on him, just like, I mean, your godson is so much like you, Zab. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are scared, they shook. And guess what, though? I'm here to tell you, man. And you would have to explain it to me now, because we're starting to feel like, at least I'm starting to feel like, we bullying these guys, man. You know what I mean? And I don't want to feel like no bully, man. You know what I'm saying? So to all the Tank Davis fans and all that, you know what I'm saying? Doing a great job. Listen, man, I mean, you know, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? What do we do? Because it's feeling like a bully, because they saying everything. It's seeming like he's scared, Zab. You know this business. You know when the millions is on the play and you've been working like that with the millions, who wasn't you going to fade for the millions?
You know that. You know that. Huh? Right. But I just think that probably once everything is said and done.
No, Zab, Zab, you already starting off real political. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how you talk, son. That ain't how you talk, son.
I mean, listen, I wasn't in negotiations, so I don't know what's going on or where it's at, but I know I'm just looking.
Ain't no negotiations, Zab. What they doing?
Business got to be handled.
Right, but they They talking, listen, Zach, they talking on the internet, but ain't nobody handling no business. Ain't nobody doing no phone calls. We got all the belts. It's like when you had all the belts. You know what I'm saying? We got all the belts, right? They not talking about it. Bob Arum, one thing that Shakur said is they sent contracts to everybody. Bob Arum ain't sent us shit. He ain't talked about nothing with Shakur, but Shakur is talking, right? Jay ain't called me. You know what I'm saying? Right? So what do I do, Zach? I don't want to feel like that I'm bullying on them. You know what I'm saying? But they be having a problem because I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want me to shut up, but my phone ain't ringing. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I went.
I think you're doing a great job, man. Just in the position you win right now, just keep winning at a high level, and there's nothing that nobody can say. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. But you know, like the lady or whatever they just said on there is, Tank got all the money. You know that. Allah blesses everybody to have some. Our family have been having money for years, Zab, right?
100%.
We've been doing great. So sometimes another family might need a little bit more because they ain't been getting it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we straight. We don't need to talk about the money. We just talking about a fight. I don't want to do the money talk. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't going to work out. That ain't going to work out for them because it's more over here just eating and getting money off of this than over there. You know what I'm saying? They're anywhere. They'll take care of his, for real, his pops, his brother, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. Put us in position. So I would be derelict if I didn't say it. If I didn't really keep it real and say what
Wow.
You know what I mean? I would be derelict if I didn't say what a wonderful job he's done with us to get us out of the streets. You know what I'm saying? We're not even looking to do no street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you try to do some street shit with us, we getting away from you. You know what I mean? And that's because of Soup. Lil Soup.
Right.
You know what I mean?
My guy.
Yeah. You know, so you know what I mean? So but I think they scared, man. I think they scared because ain't nobody called my phone. They talk to the reporters. Like how you talk to reporters and you don't call the guys, you don't call the team up. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you put pressure, Zab, how do you put pressure on, have the media putting pressure, but you're not putting pressure on your promoter or your manager to make the fight? You know what I mean? You're supposed to call your manager and your promoter them out about the shit. You don't call the fighter. You don't say the fighter unless, like you said, you sent over something. If you sent something, you know what I mean?
It's different, yeah.
Then it's a difference. Then it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Gordon had an opportunity. He didn't say we sent this to this guy, we sent this to this guy, we sent this to that guy. Well, you ain't sent us shit. You know what I'm saying? And Tank, when it came down to Tank and what Tank was talking about, his team say everything else. You know what I'm saying? Which to not make the fight happen, right? And I'm saying is they're two good fighters. You know what I'm saying? I feel that Devin is something special about Devin that makes him different because of the way that he grew up and the amount of real, you know what I mean, shit that he grew up around. You know what I mean? They got one thing. They grew up around one or two things, right? Which when I look at it from learning from all of y'all and learning, I'm like, that shit is, you know, special. That shit is straight up and down, no special effects. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's straight up and down. Could do one thing really, really good, and then the other thing they don't. Well, you're not gonna be able to do that one thing you do really good like you wanted to do it against Dev. You know what I mean? So you have to go to what you don't like to do. You know what I mean? And that's just the way that that's the way.